Welcome to Korean Cinema Channel. Today I would like to send you the following news. I just struck gold, and I have to warn you, once you start this drama, you will not be able to stop. The viral short drama has officially entered the must-watch Hall of Fame, and trust me, it earns every bit of that title. 81 episodes, each only 2 to 4 minutes long, yet every second is packed with enough tension, sweetness, and chaos to make your heart skip entire beats. The story kicks off with a classic but irresistible setup. Rong Wei-yu, played by Zhai Yiying, gets drunk, stumbles into the wrong room, and accidentally sleeps with a complete stranger. But this isn't some random guy. Oh no. The man she accidentally entangles with is none other than Shen Jingzhao, portrayed by Liu Yuhang, whose aura is cold enough to freeze the sun yet hot enough to burn a hole straight through the screen. From the very first episode, their chemistry detonates like fireworks at close range. Zhai Yiying perfectly captures Wei-yu's mix of innocence, panic, and sass. Her wide eyes, trembling voice, and cute attempts to escape the situation turned the entire scene into a chaotic, heart-pounding masterpiece. Meanwhile, Liu Yuhang delivers the ultimate dangerously quiet male lead, calm, composed, slyly teasing, and inexplicably irresistible. The shocking part, instead of letting her walk away after the accidental night, Shen Jingzhao insists on taking responsibility. Not out of guilt, but because from the moment he wakes up and sees her, something in his expression shifts, as if fate has thrown a perfect curveball at him. The audience collectively screamed, and this is just the beginning. Every episode pushes their relationship forward with addictive pacing. One moment, Rong Wei-yu is desperately trying to erase all traces of the accident, avoiding eye contact, dodging his calls, praying to disappear. The next moment, Shen Jingzhao corners her against the elevator wall, his voice low as he says, "Can pretend nothing happened. But I won't." Instant goosebumps. Instant replay value. The drama also excels at mimicking real-life couple dynamics in exaggerated, hilarious ways. When Wei-yu tries to hide from him behind the office file cabinet, the camera zooms in on her doe-eyed panic, only for Shen Jingzhao to appear behind her with a smirk that could make even the calmest person combust. Fans commented, "This mad smile should come with a warning label," and then come the sugar bombs every time Shen Jingzhao leans in just a little too close. Wei-yu's reaction is pure gold, blushing, stuttering, and accidentally flirting back. Their energy is so explosive that even mundane scenes, like sharing breakfast or accidentally brushing hands, feel like life or death moments. Viewers swear they can practically hear their own hearts pounding, but what really sets apart is its emotional layering. Beneath the comedy and sweetness lies a slow, magnetic pull between two people who were never supposed to meet but somehow fit together like pieces of a long-lost puzzle. They argue, tease, misunderstand, and save each other in ways neither character sees coming. By episode 20, fans were already declaring, "This is not a drama. This is a sweet attack survival test," and by episode 50 people were fully addicted, analyzing every glance, every line, every almost kiss. It's sweet, it's shocking, it's crazy addictive, and it's exactly the kind of short drama that keeps you awake at 3 a.m., whispering, "Just one more episode." The more Rong Wei-yu tried to avoid Fu Changshao, the tighter fate seemed to wrap them together. She wanted nothing more than to return the clothes, settle the debt, and erase that chaotic night from her memory. But Fu Changshao had other plans, plans far beyond her imagination. Every time she thought she could quietly slip away, he appeared like a shadow she couldn't shake off. At first, she thought it was coincidence. Later, she realized, a man like Fu Changshao did nothing by chance. Whenever she was pushed into a corner, he was always the first to step out from the darkness. When her boss tried to force her into an after-hours drinking meeting, Fu Changshao arrived with the calm, lethal aura of a man who owned the entire building. His voice was low and cold. "She's with me," 3 simple words that made the whole department go silent when her greedy relatives demanded money again, treating her like a walking ATM. Fu Changshao didn't scold or belittle her family. Instead, he gently pulled her behind him and said, "From now on, no one touches her without going through me." His tone was soft, but everyone could feel the invisible pressure suffocating the room. Even when her so-called best friend tried to sabotage her at work by spreading rumors and stirring office drama, Fu Changshao handled it with elegant brutality. By noon, that colleague was escorted out by HR, and by evening, the entire office whispered a new rumor, that Rong Wei-yu, the quiet little assistant, was favored by someone far more powerful than any manager. Still, she refused to believe he liked her. "How could a man like him fall for someone like me?" she murmured to herself, but Fu Changshao kept proving it, little by little. Without saying the words outright, he drove her home on rainy nights without asking. He saved her favorite snacks in his office drawer. He shielded her from gossip and pressure with the ease of someone swatting away flies, and yet, his gaze was the most dangerous part. Deep, restrained, and burning with something she dared not name. The more she tried to distance herself, the more he stepped into her life, subtly, naturally, as if protecting her was simply his right. One night, after another exhausting incident where she was wronged by colleagues, she finally broke down. Tears streamed down her cheeks, and she whispered, "Why do you keep helping me?" Fu Changshao didn't speak immediately. He simply lifted her chin with a gentleness that made her heart tremble. "Because I don't like seeing you hurt," he said softly. "And because you belong by my side." Her breath caught in that moment. She finally understood. This wasn't a debt, or pity, or coincidence. This was pursuit, direct, determined, unstoppable, the kind of love that arrives like a storm, silent at first, then impossible to escape. And the most shocking part, she didn't want to escape anymore. When the pregnancy test showed two unmistakable lines, Fu Changshao was nearly overwhelmed with joy. His usually cold, razor-sharp aura melted instantly, replaced by a warmth so bright it felt unreal. For him, this was fate gifting them a second chance, no, a permanent bond. But for Wang Weiyu, the same two lines brought fear. She froze on the cold bathroom floor, staring at the small plastic stick as if it were a ticking bomb. Everything felt like too much, too fast. Their relationship was still undefined. He was the richest man in Cheng, a man who could turn the world upside down with one sentence. And she? She was a woman who once owed him 10,000, then 10 times that. She was terrified of becoming a burden again. So when Fu Changshao rushed in, eyes bright, and whispered, "Weiyu, we're having a baby," she stepped back as if burned. Don't be happy too soon." Her voice trembled. "I don't even know if I'm ready." For the first time, she saw his expression freeze. But only for a second. Then the dangerous, determined Fu Changshao returned. "Wang Weiyu," he said slowly, "do you think I haven't been preparing for this from the moment I met you?" She blinked. What? He walked closer, trapping her gently between his arms and the wall, not to intimidate her, but to anchor her trembling heart. "That night wasn't an accident," he said, voice low. "It was destiny pushing me toward you. I've been planning every step since." She swallowed hard. "You think I helped you because I pitied you?" he continued. "No! I helped you because I wanted you in my life." He lifted her hand, placing it on his chest where his heartbeat thundered like a drum. "And now, with our baby, you want me to walk away?" Her eyes reddened. "I don't want to drag you down, drag me down." He suddenly laughed, a rare, genuine sound. "You've only lifted me up." Then came the moment that changed everything. Fu Changshao knelt, not in arrogance, not in demand, but in surrender. "Weiyu," he said softly, "let me upgrade from your creditor to your husband. Not because of the baby. Because I love you. I've loved you since the night you fell into my arms like a tiny drunk kitten." Her breath caught. He continued, "Give me the right to protect you openly. To love you completely. To raise our child together." His sincerity hit her harder than any confession. The fear in her chest melted into warmth, sweet, overwhelming, unstoppable. She finally whispered, "Fu Changshao, I think I'm falling in love with you." He smiled, stood up, cupped her face, and kissed her forehead with infinite tenderness. "Good," he murmured. "Because I already fell for you long ago." And just like that, the debt between them turned into a lifetime promise, one sealed by fate, fueled by love, and sweet enough to make every viewer breathless. Thank you for watching my channel. See you in the next videos. Thanks.